Hello, today we will be answering problem 347, top K frequent elements. In this problem, we will be getting the most frequent elements according to integer k. For example, in example 1, we need to get the top 1 frequent element and top 2 frequent element because k is 2. In example 2, we will be getting the top 1 frequent element. In example 1, the top 1 frequent element is 1 because it has 3 element count, and the top 2 frequent element is number 2 because it has 2 element count. In order to solve this problem, we will be needing to use hash map. The keys for the hash map will be the element, and the values will be the element count. Let us implement the solution. First, let's create the hash map. Then we will use for each loop to iterate each of the element. For each iteration, we will increment the value of the element. Let us look at the sample output of the hash map. Using a hash map, you have successfully get the element and the element count of the input array. Then we will use priority queue in order to sort the keys and values of our hash map. By sorting, it will be much easier to get the top elements according to k. For example, in example 1, the top 1 and top 2 will be element 1 and element 2. It is much easier to get because it is sorted. Let us implement the priority queue. And the ordering will be based on this. By setting this as a parameter, the element with a higher element count will be placed at the right placement. Now our hash map is sorted. The head of our priority queue is the element with the highest element count, while the tail is the element with the lowest element count. The next step is to create the integer array for top k frequent. Then we will be inserting there the top frequent elements according to k. We will be creating the integer array called top k frequent. The size of this array is integer k. Next, we will be inserting the frequent elements according to k. We will be using for loop. It will loop according to the value of k. Before we do that, I forgot to add the hash map to our sorting mechanism. Let's add our hash map to PQ and add all the entry set of our hash map. Now our hash map is sorted. The next thing we need to do is to add the most frequent elements to our top k frequent. Top k frequent. Let's add the head or the most frequent element. To do that, we need to use the poll method, and we will only need to get the element by using get key method. Now our top k frequent is now populated with the most frequent elements according to k. My apologies. This should be map.entry, not map. And I forgot to instantiate the priority queue. Let's add the keyword new here. The last thing we need to do is just return the top k frequent.